Hello students, welcome to Sant Tukaram National Model School's YouTube channel. Myself Mr. Abhilash Jadhav, and once again I welcome you to the 5th standard science, where we are learning about two more natural disasters. One of it is the cyclone and the other one is the floods. In the first part of the video, my dear students, we have studied what is mean by a cyclone. Now in this part of the video, we are going to learn how do these cyclones forms. So let us go ahead and find out how do these cyclones forms. So here in the picture, you can see that in the first part of the video, I have told you that the cyclones, they always, most probably, they forms over the warm oceans, and after their formation, they move towards the land boundaries such as the coastal areas. So without wasting a time, let us go ahead and find out how do these cyclones form in detail. So for the formation of the cyclone, the first criteria, the first condition is required. It requires the warm and moist air over the ocean. So this warm and moist air over the ocean, it rises up. Okay, as when we heat the air becomes lighter and it travels or it goes in the upward direction. This we know. So warm and moist air over the ocean, it rise up in the upward direction and leave that surface, go away from that particular surface. So as it will rise up and move away from a surface, what it leaves behind? It leaves behind the less air at that particular surface. So basically what happened, as the warm air rises, it causes an area of low air pressure. Okay, air has been warmed up and it has moved in the upward direction and away from that particular place. So as air have been moved, the less air is remained there, and because of the less amount of the air, the low air pressure area or low air pressure zone has been created there at the ocean or over the ocean, we can say. Okay, so in detail it will see that the cyclones are formed over the warm oceans, and they form when the warm and moist air over these oceans rises, and it is once the warm air rises, it leaves the ocean, it is replaced by the cooler air, and as the ocean is warm itself, this cooler air which has replaced the warm air, it comes over the warm oceans. So the ocean, as it is the warm, so this cooler air will also become warm, and once this cooler air becomes warm, this air will also rise up and it will also leave that surface. Again it will create the low pressure area zone, and again the cooler air from the land surface, it will be it replaces this warm air, and this cycle, if the ocean remains warm over a period of time, if sufficient heat is there, then this cycle will continue, and as the cycle will continue, this low air pressure zone will be continued, and this only becomes a reason for the formation of the cyclone. If there is the enough warm water in the ocean, the cycle will continue, and the storm clouds and wind speeds will grow, causing a cyclone to form. This cycle continues. The cooler air travels toward the warm oceans. As the ocean is warm, this cooler air will also become warm. This will rise up. It will leave the ocean. This the low air pressure zone will be created. This low air pressure zone, again this will be replaced by the cooler air. Cooler air again will become warm. It will rise up. It will leave the surface. So this cycle continues. The speed of the wind or the air will increase. It will form the wind, and it will also form the clouds also, and this gives birth to the one organized system of the winds, which travels at the speeds more than 74 miles per hour. And when these winds travel more than 74 miles per hour, they can become very destructive, and these strong storms only are called as the cyclones. Okay, so when do these cyclones appear? Every year during the late summer months, that means from July to September in northern hemisphere. From July to September they appear in the northern hemisphere. They appear during the months of July to September, and in southern hemisphere they appear during the months of January to March. Most of the cyclones, but they form between the months of December and April. Cyclone rotates in the counterclockwise direction in the northern hemisphere, whereas they rotate in anti-clockwise direction in the southern hemisphere. This rotation, clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation in the northern and southern hemisphere respectively, it is because of the rotation of the earth. You know that earth moves around itself. This gives rise to the days and night, and while earth moving around itself, earth also goes around the sun, which is called as the revolution of the earth, which takes 365 days of the time. So because of the rotation of the earth, the movement or the direction of the winds in the northern and southern hemisphere is respectively opposite to each other. So here in this video we'll stop here. In the next part of the video we'll see how this cyclone can become very destructive. Thank you so much.